Everyone, Stephen, the Salon Guy here, and today I'm going to show you guys a new special request tutorial for Turkish model and actor, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Çağatay Ulusoy. I might be wrong my pronunciation, but you know, this is for the person who's been asking for this for a long time. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, so let's start by cutting the nape, and we're going to cut this probably to about, I'd say, right here. Because we do have it on a little length, because his hair does have a little bit of kind of a wave to it in this particular style. But this is also going to be good for establishing the guideline just in general, because you have to understand that if you leave the hair longer, it is going to have a little more room for it to flip out and have a little more texture to it. So let's bring everything to this one point here all the way down, and then we'll start the sides and the front. Alright, now for the sides, he's got his probably around, I'd say, about middle of the ear. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to lock in our comb this way, and we're going to establish our length here throughout the sides. Then we're going to angle this down this way, point cutting. Okay, we're going to point cut into the corner here, and this is going to create and establish our guideline coming in through the sides. Alright, then if we need to cut it, it will pop up a little bit after it's layered, but this is going to give us that kind of look that we're looking for in through here. Then for the very front, what we're going to do is we're going to connect like this, point cut in through the sides here, okay? And if there's any parts that are a little bit longer, a little bit off, just point cut into them. You're always safest when you point cut, because you're not making any harsh lines, alright? So let's continue that on this side, and then we're going to start with the layering. Alright, now we're going to start with the layering in the back. You've seen me do this a bunch of times. What we're going to do is going to start right here, and this is going to be our guide throughout the whole haircut as far as the layers go. Alright, so let's cut this to where it's about, I'd say, 2.5 to 3 inches on top here. And we're just going to follow the head shape and that guide all the way around throughout the back. And this is going to be a traveling guide, okay? So, which means we're going from section to section, taking the previous section and then cutting it to match up to that. So we're going to continue that through here. Now when we get into the middle of the head, alright, we're just going to follow, everything is going to be pulled out straight from the head. Here we go, right into the bottom here in the nape, pulled out straight from the head. You do want to leave a little bit of length here, so it does give it room to kind of curl up and have some movement to it. So let's finish the back of the head, and then we'll start layering on the top. Alright, now we're going to start to layer the top, and we're going to hold everything straight up, and we're going to point cut into it like this, which is going to give a textured shape throughout the top. And we're going to work in towards the front area, and when you get to the very, very front, there shouldn't be really much to cut off, because we've already established the guideline and the length. Now again, I've said this before, but when you're point cutting, you're closing the shear on the way up, not down like this, because you probably will end up cutting yourself. So just be very, very careful when doing this. Now for the sides, what we're going to do is we're going to hold everything straight out from the head, and we're just going to simply layer it all. Alright? Layering it by pulling it straight out, following the head shape, and this is going to remove that excess weight that most people have in through here. So you need to do this, or else it's not going to lay properly, and it's going to be too heavy. So you need to have that softness in through here. Alright, here's the length right there, which we've cut already. You don't want to cut that. You just really want to cut the weight out, and that's what layering does. It removes weight. So we're going to finish this on this side, and then we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. Alright, so this is still a little too long into the sides here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this down a little bit like this, and I'm going to do scissor over comb with the thinning shear like this, okay, which is going to bring up the length but also soften it up a little bit, okay? Just want to bring that up a little. Now he's got his hair, you know, in many different ways that he wears it. I don't know, you know, the most recent one is definitely, it's a little bit shorter. So this must be like an older style, but this again is a special request. So you want to just continue to remove the weight by doing this. Just pull it up and really see all this hair coming out here. With these types of haircuts, you really got to add a lot of texture and remove as much of the weight as you can here. Okay, and that's going to give it that kind of like textured, kind of surfer, messy look. All right, and I think he's got a little bit of like a wave to his hair. But let's do this on the other side. We're going to continue to bring this up a little bit. Again, doing it kind of scissor over comb with the thinning shear, just to bring up the length on the sides. And then we're going to hold it straight out, and we can do that by hand, and then we're just going to texturize it and remove some of this excess bulk so it's got more movement to it. Alright, and when I'm done with this, I'm going to dry it, and if we need to shorten it in any areas, we can do it. Alright, so now I'm going to use some hair cream to style this, because you want to make it look like it's a little more lived in. Not really too, like it's wet, but definitely like it's a little more messy, and like, you know, like he hasn't washed his hair in a couple days. So you just work the paste, the cream in, the hair cream, and you just want to like scrunch it and just kind of work it into its shape, okay? This is really pretty much the best way to create this type of style. You know, this might be a little bit longer than how he has it in some looks. Again, with mannequins, this is not always the easiest to do on these looks, but I think this is you know, as close as I can get to it with what I have to work with here. So there you have it. I think it looks pretty decent, and you know, if he sees this, I hope he gets to enjoy it. But thanks for the requests. I'll see you guys soon, and enjoy the videos.